We're new to this. So we decided to take a break from building the bus and kind of do an introduction video, kind of explain to everybody our why for making such a drastic life change. We're definitely not the first ones to do this, but you know, we sold everything. We sold our house and our vehicles and most of our furniture and everything, and we bought this bus. So we thought we'd explain a little bit of why we decided that this was a good move for us and our family.
We are the Evans family. We have 6 children ranging in age from 17 down to 4.
It's a lot of kids.
We also have 3 dogs who will be traveling with us and a snake who will be traveling with us. Now what?
So one of the big reasons that we decided to make this life change is, and the primary focus for this is, we had some experiences with our kids that helped us realize that our kids were not loving learning. They weren't learning how to love it, and that was our fault. And we weren't a good example of that. And so we decided that was one of the biggest things that we wanted to change in our life, was to teach our kids to absolutely find a passion, something that they loved, and just dive into it 100%, and to love learning.
Yeah, so about 4 years ago, we pulled our kids out of school and we started homeschooling, and just kind of changing the way we went about our lives as far as making more deliberate choices. And when we started homeschooling, it seemed like the whole world opened up to us. It kind of changed our perspective of a lot of things. And we realized that most of our lives were lived because that's the way we thought we were supposed to do it. And we didn't really ever make a deliberate choice in how we were living or why we were doing certain things.
It was kind of like we were just letting life happen to us instead of choosing what kind of life we wanted, or deliberately making choices so that our life would look the way that we wanted it to.
Yeah. So that being said, bus life was still not on our radar. But about a year ago, a little over a year ago, we had some things happen in our lives that shifted our perspective again. We lost a few people who were very close to us, who we didn't expect to lose. And it made us really start to think about time and how we were using it and how little we had. Just the reality of not knowing how much time we have with our children. And then along that same vein, our oldest came to us on Christmas Day and said, I only have one more Christmas living at home. And that kind of hit us like a ton of bricks, realizing, oh wait, there's so many things we wanted to do and experience and teach you and learn with you. And we're running out of time. Yeah. And so time became a big focus of our lives. How are we using it? Are we making deliberate choices in that? And so we started asking ourselves that question.
Yeah. How did we want our lives to look? And we actually, it kind of started with the vision board that we made. Yeah. We created a vision board. We had the kids, we gathered a bunch of magazines, and the kids cut out, pictures of everything that they liked. And when we got done, we looked at this poster of everything that our kids wanted to do and see and experience, and realized our life looked nothing like that.
We had glimpses into that. I mean, they included a lot of things like exploring nature, and we did that. We were fairly good about getting outside and hiking and those kinds of things, but not as much as we would like. They included things like service, which was a part of our lives, but not a major factor. And so we realized that there was a discrepancy between this poster of what we as a family imagined our lives to look like or hoped our lives would look like, and the lives we were actually living. And so we kind of started asking ourselves again, are we using our time the way we really want to use it?
And the big question was, okay, what do we need to do in order to make our life look like that poster that we had made? you know, what decisions do we have to make? What things do we really need? And
What
how much
things
of
can we
our,
cut out?
yeah, what can we cut out? And how much of our life is just wants or taken up by, you know, things, just
Busyness.
stuff. Yeah, just
Yeah.
stuff. So we had a lot of hard decisions to make. I had a really great job. Shout out to Stander, all of you guys at Stander. It was a great job. We had, you know, we lived in a great community. We had fantastic neighbors. We loved our house, which was the, you know, only place most of our kids have ever known. You know, and we had made our house into this beautiful home. But when we started looking at things, we realized, you know what? One of the biggest things that's holding us back is the debt that we have. And a big part of that was our mortgage, you know. $1,000 a month or so is a lot of money. And, you know, we got to thinking, okay, well, what are the possibilities if we didn't have that debt?
Yeah, so as we started asking ourselves, what are we doing with our time and how can we make changes with our money? Because those were the two big stumbling blocks we saw in making our lives look more like our vision board. And so we started just exploring all kinds of options, adding things up and seeing what would we need to be completely out of debt? What would we need to be able to live that way continuously from now on? And what would we need to be able to finance living a life of exploring and serving and all of these things that we saw on the vision board. As we explored those ideas and started answering those questions, all the answers to all of those questions pointed to this nomadic lifestyle, at least for a time.
Who knows how long?
Yeah. So
We don't know how long, and we fully well recognize that we may get on the road for a little while and just say, wow, this just really isn't what we expected it to be, and it's not for us. But we're going to give it a try. It was definitely our path to handle that first obstacle, which was debt. We sold our house and sold everything, and now we're 100% debt free,
which feels amazing.
which is fantastic.
Amazing.
And we have enough left over to buy and build this bus and, you know, and build up another source of income. That's really the nuts and bolts of why a family of 8 people are going to cram themselves onto this bus with 3 dogs and a snake and sometimes a horse. It sounds insane when I say it.
It is.
It sounds insane, but it's going to be amazing. It's going to be, we're going to look back on this, and our kids are going to look back on this time. It's going to be amazing.
Yep. Little house, big yard, right?
Right. Next week, we'll post a video that dives more into kind of the steps we took to get to where we're at.
And the next few steps that we expect to take.
Yeah. So we'll post that one next week for you guys. So we're happy to have you guys along. Thanks for the support, and you know, enjoy the chaos. Okay. I think we're good.
Yep.